I'm Sarah Jo Monaghan. I'm the Assistant Professor of Costume Design and Technology at Western Washington University. I got my bachelor's degree at this institution from Fairhaven Interdisciplinary College in 2006, and I wrote my own concentration in costume design and technology, cooperative art for life and stage. It was the easiest pathway for me to get a degree that was not just in design, but was also in technology. And I've been working as a costume designer and costume technician and cutter draper ever since.
I'm Sarah Adams. I'm a freshman here at Western. I came to Western because the theater program here was really a positive space, and I love costuming. It's what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm Frances. I'm a junior. I've been working in the costume shop for 3 years now. I didn't know that I wanted to do costuming when I came into college. I always did costuming as like a hobby. I'm really into cosplay. But I came here and I started working in the costume shop. I worked first as a dresser, and then I sort of got my foot in the door. And then I realized that this is truly, truly what I'm passionate about. And now I'm looking at grad school.
I teach a variety of different design classes and technology classes. So I teach people how to design costumes and also how to sew costumes. One of the big things I do is teach people how to use a sewing machine and teach people how to hand sew, because I feel that that's a really necessary skill that is increasingly not being taught in the home or taught in high schools. I also teach Photoshop. I teach people how to do digital drawing. I teach traditional illustration techniques. I teach people how to make props. I teach the props class. Teach people how to make styrofoam cakes, teach people how to make hats. I get to teach all the fun things.
Alyssa Borgnero, she, they pronouns. I've been at Western since 2019, and I'm a theater studies major with a focus on props, tech, and costuming. During the performances, costumes can tend to be like wrinkled or ripped or stuff, so I mostly do the fixing. There's dressers that specifically are like, this thing's wrong with this thing, I need you to fix it, so that's mostly what I've been doing. I'm doing it for my 255, which is just like working with some part of the theater department.
Hi, my name is Lou. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. Right now in 355, I'm currently the crafting head for one of the upcoming shows, The Duchess of Malfi.
One of the best things about our program is that our students do all of the work of our productions. So you learn how to do the skills in class, and then you get to take those skills and apply them in our productions, and that's not the case at every institution.
I really like having these sorts of projects that I never stop thinking about, right? And I'm surrounded by all of these people who really support me and allow me to do that here in undergrad.
Just working on the Duchess of Malfi has been really rewarding. I've been given like a lot of responsibility, more than I expected.
There's so many things about designing and creating a costume.
I'm now working as the lead student draper on Duchess of Malfi. The draper is the person who makes the patterns, and so in a way they are also a bit of like a project manager for that specific outfit. And so I'm getting the absolute privilege and pleasure to work with all these other wonderful student drapers and sort of, get to, I mostly just cheer them on. Boxes. An endless pit of all of the materials we're using for a show, so that if when you're working on something you need to find something that you used before, you can find it again.
There's a lot of drawing, there's a lot of collaging, but there's even more paperwork. There's a big opportunity to learn how to use Excel like a champ.
Every show has a binder that we call the Bible, and it's going to have all of the information about who's in the show. It's going to have a collection of everybody's measurements, and it's going to have, most importantly, notes from all the fittings. During a fitting, we take all these notes, and then afterwards you can reference the notes to figure out exactly which alterations need to be done, and then you cross them off and fold the page over once they're done, so that way you know what's left to do.
I think the most important thing that we do is the fitting piece, where we actually have all the garments in hand and we get to put them on the actors. One of the best things that happens is when you see an actor put on a costume and then fully inhabit the character that they have been working with and truly understand them, and that's when you know you've succeeded. We have so many alumni in so many different fields that we stay in touch with, and I think that speaks really well to the community that's built by our student here. And they're working in all sorts of different industries. I have friends and former students who are working in New York on Broadway. We have people working in LA. I have a close friend who's been working on cruise lines for a long time.
Personally, I'm a cosplayer on the side, and I compete in master level as a cosplayer.
You should get involved in a production as soon as possible if you want to come join us in the theater department. There's always spots on run crew, and any skill level can come join a show.
Just going for it and like asking people, like asking to be part of productions. Like, it's such a welcoming space. They're like more than happy to like help you and give you an opportunity to learn.
If you know how to sew, make it very apparent to your professors, especially for Sarah Jo.
My students are the best thing about teaching costuming. Our first priority is our student experience and making sure that students feel seen and welcomed and get to grow as much as possible. And that's why I'm here. That's why I chose to teach here.
I got a lot of like really valuable like one-on-one mentorship from Rachel Anderson, our costume shop manager.
I just really like everyone in there. I think they're a ton of fun. I really like Sarah. She is one of my favorite teachers of all time.
The community here is really great. The costuming shop is just a wonderful place to work.
You have to be persistent. You have to have tenacity, and you have to be willing to show up even if it makes you a little bit uncomfortable, because it's only uncomfortable for the first few minutes and it then quickly eases.
The one thing I know how to do is iron, and I know how much to do. One Direction is just comprised of escaped album. I know, I emailed Eva yesterday, and